Hi everyone, I'm back with Syra Simple Stress Busters, and today I'm going to give you 5 simple tips to get rid of overthinking. Overthinking is something that we all do, but do we recognize it that we are overthinking? We might be doing things during the day, but our mind has a mind of its own, and it's going overboard with either worrying or thinking about something in the past or being triggered and stressing about something. So there's a loop, that there's a pattern that's going on. You need to find out what's going on. You need to be aware that you are overthinking to do something about it. So the first tip that I'm going to give you is an acronym called RAIN. RAIN. R is for recognize. So, as I said before, recognize that you are overthinking because it's such a habit for most of us that we're not even aware that we are doing that. So, recognize that you're overthinking. A, bring it to awareness, bring it to your conscious mind. I is to investigate what's going on. Why is this pattern going in a loop in your head? Are you triggered by someone? Are you triggered by a memory? Are you stressing about the past? Are you worried about the future? What's going on? And N is to nurture, to do something, to make yourself peaceful again. Because when we overthink, we are engaging in some sort of negativity. There's some sort of negative emotion that is at play, negative thoughts that are making you feel less than, or making you feel stressed, or making you feel anxious. So we need to nurture ourselves to bring us back to the present moment and to uh, keep our system balanced. So number one trick, rain. Number two, what should we do about it? How should we nourish? Now let's uh, focus on our throat. Now our throat is connected to our vagus nerve. So our vagus nerve activates our parasympathetic system, and when our vagus is toned, we feel calm. So, not getting into the science of it, but the vagus nerve touches lots of areas from our ears to our throat to our chest and every organ in our abdomen. So, today we're just going to focus on our throat area and to activate our throat in order to feel calm. And one of the ways of doing that is humming. So, in a lot of religions, chanting gives you peace, and there's some humming involved as well. So, let's use humming, but let's connect it to some other simple tricks. So, I want you to hum, but whilst you're doing that, put your hands on your eyes and then hum. So, what you're doing is you are turning your fingers into tuning forks, and you are just soothing your eyes. You're holding your face as well, so you're soothing your jaw as well. And feel that vibration. The other way you can do it is put your hands on your ears. So remember, your ears are connected to your vagus nerve. So we are activating 3 places actually that could soothe us by activating our vagus nerve. So let's hum again. Again, your fingers are vibrating, you're holding your jaw as well, and you are soothing your vagus nerve from your throat area and 2 of your ears. So that was tip number 2. Number 3, practice the pause. And there are 2 ways that I can teach you how to do that. So choose a breathing technique. You could use the box breathing technique for 4, 4, 4. So 4 inhale, 4 hold, exhale for 4, and complete the exhale for 4. So let's say you've chosen that. So you inhale, you hold, and you're breathing out for 8. Just notice that the exhale is always double the inhale. So whatever breathing pattern that you choose, the exhale should always be double the inhale. So as you're exhaling and you're counting till 8, just pause your breath at number 6. So taking in a deep breath for 4, holding for 4, pause, and notice the sensation. I can feel that sensation in my temples here. It could be another place in your head where you can place your overthinking, and then continue your exhale. And basically, you're rebooting your system. You are interrupting the thought pattern. Another way of pausing is to do the same breathing technique, but when you are, instead of pausing at 6, touch the tip of your tongue to your palate when you are at 6, and then continue, right? So that's tip number 3. Now, tip number 4 is bring yourself back to the present moment. And you can do that with several grounding techniques. The most popular one is the 5-4-3-2-1. So engaging all of your 5 senses and trying to bring your thoughts back, bring your mind back to the present moment. So choose 5 things that you can see in your environment, 4 things that you can hear, 3 things that you can touch, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 that you can taste. And you can change around the numbers, or you can add the things that you can see, etc., as long as you come back to the present moment and ground yourself. And the 5th tip for today for overthinking. So for most of us, we overthink at night. And that's why a lot of us struggle with insomnia. Because when we lie down in bed, 1,000 thoughts that just enter our mind, and we just go off into this rabbit hole, go down this rabbit hole of overthinking, and then one thought leads to another, etc. So to stop that, use RAIN, recognize that you are overthinking, and maybe set a ritual for yourself that when you lie down, even before that overthinking pattern starts, what you're going to do is spell your name. So for example, my name is Saira, Saira, and then think of 10 words that start with S. And when you have exhausted that, go on to A, and then I, and R, and A again. Maybe different ones for the 2 A's for me. And then move on to your family members and so on. What we're doing is, again, not allowing our headspace to be used by overthinking. And as you're doing that, hopefully you have drifted off to sleep. So these were 5 very simple but very effective techniques in order to reset your overthinking patterns. I'm Saira Hassan with my Simple Stress Busters. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.